Hello, I'm Beth, and welcome back to my cozy little book corner. Welcome back to another Tag Monday, the second ever. If you watched my first video, then you'll know that I'm planning to do these every Monday. I will do a different tag depending on what I feel like at the time. It could be a new tag, anywhere to one that was done like 5 years ago. I really don't care, and I have not been tagged to do any of these, but I am going to do them anyways. So today I'm going to be doing the Bookish scenario book tag, which was first made by Lindsay Hart's Books. And I have cheated and tweaked the questions a little bit. I will tell you the original questions, and I'll tell you what I tweaked because some of them just didn't fit, so I had to make it so they would fit. So question number 1, which is one of the ones that I've tweaked, is if you had to get rid of all your books and you can only keep one from each of these genres, what would it be? And the genres they give you are fantasy, contemporary, and nonfiction, and one of your choosing. Now, I don't read contemporary, and I don't read very many nonfiction, so I have changed the contemporary to science fiction, and to nonfiction to historical fiction. For fantasy, I would choose The Burning Bridge by John Flanagan, the second book in the Rage's Apprentice series because it's my favorite fantasy series ever, and this is my favorite book in the entire series. It's just the best. There's no way around that. Then for science fiction, I choose Cinder by Marissa Myers. This is the first book in the Lunar Chronicles, and I like this book the most out of all of those Lunar Chronicles. And then from a historical fiction, I choose Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Now, I would hate to lose Jane Austen's other works, but this is definitely my favorite of all of her works. And then lastly, the genre of my choosing, I choose fantasy and go with The False Prince by Jennifer A. Nelson because this is my favorite out of another favorite fantasy series. Question 2 is, you're at a bookstore and you hear a teen tell their mother that they don't like reading, but you hear their mother tell them that they need to pick something. So you go over there and you recommend something. What is the book you recommend? This one I'll be reusing Ranger's Apprentice, but I'm using a different book. The first one, The Ruins of Gorland by John Flanagan. This series is it's so good. It covers everything, and even if you don't like reading, I feel like you would really like this series because it's just one that you're bound to love. Question 3 is, you need a pick-me-up. What book do you read to make you happy? For this one, I'm going to go with Anne of Green Gables by Ellen Montgomery. This book is just hilarious, and it's just so dramatic and just so woe is me kind of personality. She's just hilarious, and I love Anne and this book with every part of my heart. It's a great pick-me-up book because it's a sad story sometimes, but it's really heartwarming in others, and it's mostly heartwarming more than sad. And even the sad parts have heartwarming stuff in them. Question 4 is time travel back to your high school years. What book will you find yourself reading? Technically, I'm in my high school years, but I don't go to a public school, so I am homeschooled, so I actually don't have technically high school years. But if I went to public school, I would be in high school, so I don't feel like that question fits me. For this one, I decided I was going to go with time travel back to the time you first started reading. What book would you most likely be reading? And for this one, I would have to go with The Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. This one in particular, I read the entire Hunger Games series quite a bit, but this one particularly because it was my favorite. I know that a lot of people don't like the ending, like it's so sad, everything happens, blah blah blah, spoilers, spoilers, spoilers if you haven't seen the movie or read the books, which I find highly unlikely, but just in case. But I really did like it. I know that it can be sad, but I actually felt that added to it and made it one of the perfect endings to a series that I have ever read. Question 5 is, your friend surprises you with a 4-day trip. What book do you bring along? And for this one, I'm going to go with the book I'm currently reading, and that is Awaken by Georgiana Kane. And the reason I picked this book is because I'm currently reading it, so if they surprise me with a 4-day trip now, I would take this book with me and finish reading it. Question 6 is, your house gets robbed. Everything's okay except for your bookshelf. What book do you still hope is there? Here's the first thing. You have to have a lot of nerve to break into somebody's house and to take their books. I mean, seriously, who would do that? You would have to be a really serious, demented person in order to break into somebody's house, but to take their books, you'd have to be the worst kind. But for this one, I don't think I really have to worry about it, but I'm going to go with this version of The Witch Purple Pond. I mean, I don't think I have to worry about it because it's kind of, as you can see, falling apart, and like this, it's just, yes. This book, it has really sentimental value for me. maybe probably more mental than sentimental, but which is the version I read when I very first started getting into reading, so it has a lot of sentimental value there, although I don't think anyone would want to steal it because of its funk. Question 7 is a book. Friend borrows a book from you or brings it back in terrible condition. What do? A, act like you don't notice. B, ask them to buy you another one. Or C, do the same thing to one of their books. Now, I wouldn't do the same thing to one of their books. That would just be rude. And I think that I'd probably go with B if it was in really, really bad condition, like unreadable condition. But if it was still readable, I think I would just go with A and just let it go. I mean, it is a book, but if you can still read it, then don't worry about it, you know? Alright, so that is it for this video. Thanks for watching, liking, and subscribing. Please leave a comment down in the comment section. Tell me what book you wish would be on your bookshelf if your house got robbed.